for decades, when you graduate the Special Forces Qualification Course, you are given a knife, and that knife was the Yarborough knife. And about 9 or 10 years ago, the decision was made to no longer field that knife to everybody who graduates the course. Big source of discussion, argument, valid arguments on all sides when you look at why that process and that practice stopped. But over the last couple of years, there's been a lot of discussion about how we're going to get that back. How are we going to take these guys that we invest millions of dollars into their assessment and their development, how do we recruit them and then actually train them to be Green Berets and put something in their hands that binds and bonds them together, that they can carry forward with them. And you have answered that call, you and your team, and have developed the Green Beret knife in conjunction with the Green Beret Foundation. So talk for a minute about, and by the way, this one right here, 202, might be coming with me because this was my Ranger School roster number. And so I'm not sure I could, in good faith, leave this behind. So talk about the knife. Let's talk about the partnership with Green Beret Foundation and why'd you answer the call on this one?
Yeah. So first, it's a huge honor to be able to do this. I mean, when I started this knife company, who would have ever imagined this is where it would lead? We get to make knives for the most elite. It is freaking cool, So it's a huge honor. Our friend Doug, who's still in the Army, so we'll just call him Doug, came up to me with this idea at a dinner randomly. I didn't even know him at the time. Hey, would you be willing to make a dagger for everybody that graduates the Q course? Well, yeah, of course, but I don't know you. And then he came up to me at SHOT Show and said, hey, I talked to the Green Beret Foundation.
Yeah, he talked to me.
Oh, really?
He did. Shortcut, right?
Doug, he's got a mustache.
Yeah. He came and talked to Jenna and I. And then we passed him off to Charlie.
Yeah. So it all happened. It seemed like one of those things, such a far off giant idea. Hey, will you make these for every Green Beret? Well, heck yeah, I would. Who wouldn't? And then it happened. It was like almost a fairy tale to me,
And it wasn't that long ago, because when we think about when it was SHOT Show was in January, the end of January,
Yeah.
and we're sitting here now, almost the end of May, and here it is. It's in production. The first class, regimental first formation, was last week, and these got fielded to the whole class, and now we got a whole bunch over here in the shop, and you got people producing hundreds more, getting ready for the next graduating class. But talk about the knife. Let's talk about the construct and the design of it, and why is it a dagger?
So we wanted to go with similar to what's in the crest and the heritage behind that. So naturally a dagger. It's also a great combat knife. It's a slim package. It's really secure. So this can get put on your vest, on your battle belt, anywhere you can tuck it. So it's a perfect addition for your combat kit. But it's also got the heritage and the kind of the shape of what's in the crest. That's why we went with this profile. We wanted our modern take on this. So it's Cerakoted to prevent corrosion and rust, and it looks cool. And then
It looks sick.
Yeah, it's
amazing.
Cool. It's just fun. You hold this thing, and you're like, man, this is cool. So everybody's, some of the generals had input on this. We made some prototypes, and everybody had a little bit of input, and this is what we came up with. And then the Kydex sheath, because of the retention and all the different mounting options. There's so many different belt clips and attachments you can mount on here, or just zip tie it or Velcro it. So we wanted something with all of the flexibility and things that you would want to be able to mount it for combat.
Well, understanding where Special Forces comes from is something that's inherently in your nature. So you spent 11 years in the Army. Most of that, well, really, the majority of that time being in Special Operations Unit. So you spent time in the 160th, and then you spent time over there, across the field, across Bragg in Delta, supporting operations over there. So talk for a minute about why'd you want to go in the Army, and why choose the route that you did in Special Operations?
So I was doing construction, and I was young, and I was already in charge of the construction teams. But this is boring. I just go to different houses and do kind of the same thing. Let's go find something hard. So I joined the Army. I went to a Cav Scout unit. It wasn't hard. Like, there's got to be something cooler or I'm going to get out. And I wasn't eligible yet to go to the unit. So I was still too junior. So I applied for 160th and went there. And that was just so cool, working with all of the different units and traveling everywhere. But then that got kind of boring because all I did was go to a hangar, set up a talk, coordinate all the communications. But then when they were doing operations, I was in the talk, or not even, because I wasn't the one talking on the radios. So then as soon as I could, I applied to go to the unit, and that was challenging. That's what I was looking for, working with the best there is. Every day I was, you know, just trying to keep up. Everybody wanted to be there. It was so cool.
When we look at elite performance, we always put our special operators at the top of the list when we look at, the military. But even when you look at professional athletes and Olympic athletes, they have a mindset. And they have I'm thinking about this because you said you were a Cav Scout and it wasn't hard, and you wanted to chase the thing that was hard. Uh, when you look back at that decision and you think about the things that drive you, that make you want to go and be elite, how do you develop that mentality? And then how do you maintain it over a long time?
You develop that. I guess you just do it. I hit the guy next to me is better than me. I got to keep up with him. He's having fun. This is fun. But I have to be really good at what I do to do the fun things. I guess I always believe in just doing the best that you can at everything. That's what I tell my kids to do. That was a big choice for when I applied to go to the unit also, was my kids. If I'm telling my kids they have to do the best that they can, I have to. So I can't tell them to do their best. I'm like, they used to tell me that I was the big fish in a little pond. Like, I aced the fitness test. Everything was not that challenging. So if I'm telling my kids to go do something hard, I had to go do something hard. And it was definitely hard.